Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahashai, Ba'ashem Adawakwadash, Dabalanus, and to the elder apostles at Great Millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Now, I'm sure you have seen videos like this before.
Do we need men?
Honestly, no.
Do we need men?
No.
Why?
Because they suck.
Now, normally I'm not into these type of videos because I know that it is the elites that are doing these things, but it all goes back to the Heavenly Father because He wants to make the curses that are upon our people come upon theirs. You have to understand the black female was doing this a long time ago. Wait, let me see if I can try and find that video because it just came in my head. Right, I actually found the footage, and it was an old footage, and they did this to our people in the 80s and the 70s. They started to do it there because this is a 1986 special report, the Vanishing Black Family. They did that with us because I remember this time in the 90s, actually, I remember that they was making fun of us, you know, that we don't know our fathers and stuff like that. And that we have a single parent family, you know, only the mother. So they was laughing at us at that time. But now all these curses is coming upon them, as the Lord said would happen to them. Deuteronomy chapter 30 verse 7, and Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Now you can start at verse 1, of course. All this here. And one of these curses, because this is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 30, but all these curses are mentioned in the book of Deuteronomy 28 and throughout the Bible, of course. But yeah, I'm going to read this one. Deuteronomy 28:54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. So our people are doing this in mass numbers, right, all over the world. But now these Edomites are actually suffering the same thing because these curses is coming upon them. And everybody that hates us, these curses will come upon them. You know, back in the days, they had the crack epidemic. Even this guy named Dave Chappelle, he made a comedy sketch concerning the crack epidemic. And then these Edomites used to tell us, like, just say no to crack. Basically, they didn't feel for you, neither should they. But the fact is that they didn't feel for our people. But nowadays, their daughters and sons are strung up on crack, meth, fentanyl, and all that type of crazy stuff. And now all of a sudden, we're supposed to care for them. And of course, the house Negro does it anyway. So he loved his master. Back in the days when his master was sick, they used to say, "We sick, sir. We sick, master. Master? No, we sick, master." So Deuteronomy 28:55. So that he will not give of any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he had nothing left in the siege. Now, in the time of when our people was sieged, that by the Romans, for example, and you had other times also, but they started to eat their own children because the Heavenly Father brought famine upon the land. And in the straightness, which is difficulties, which you can see here, the state or quality of being straight. So what is straight? Straight is used in reference to a situation characterized by a specified degree of trouble or difficulty. And I think I saw it here too. Yeah. Poverty, scarcity, narrowness of circumstances. Yeah. Basically, here, I saw it. The difficulty and distress. Rigor. It's also a hardship. A sudden feeling of cold. No. Rigor, actually, it's spelled like this then. The quality of being extremely thoroughly and careful. What? Here. Severity and strictness. Basically, tough times. Hardship. Here, harshness. Anyway. So, and the straightness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. So everywhere where we are, our enemies shall distress us to where famine will come, starvation. They did it a little bit in the time of 2020 until 2022 when they made sure that if you did not put your mask on, they would starve you to death, literally. You're not getting into the store to go buy yourself some food. You couldn't. There was being very irritating, especially in supermarkets and markets, just all over the place where you needed to buy food. If you didn't put your mask on, then guess what? You're gonna starve to death. That's what they was telling you to do, doing onto us, not just telling us. They didn't say it, but that's what they did. Verse 56: the tender and delicate woman among you, right, among the Israelite women, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot on the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. That's why they hate their children right now. Back in the days, our people didn't hate their children. Sorry, these Edomites didn't hate their children. Our people did, because these curses came upon us. But now these curses is beautifully coming upon them. So let me go back over here. Right.
Raise your hand if you're married.
Raise your hand if you're
None
married.
of you are married.
None of you.
Raise your hand if you would like to be married to your baby's father.
And by the way, in those days, they actually used to look good. They had slim bodies and stuff like that. Now all over the place, they're actually overweight and just messed up looking. Only one wants to get married, but she's being ridiculed, so she's not gonna do it. They even looked better back in the days.
Don't plan to get married. Why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
You already have your child to think about, and then a whole family to care for. It's a lot of responsibility.
And that's why the government is taking care of you, dumb fuck, because you have to understand that you picked that man and you spread your legs, and now you don't want to deal with him no more because he's, well, according to you, a piece of shit, but you're a bigger piece of shit for allowing a piece of shit to fuck you, like the dog that you are.
And then you don't want the commitments.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down because
You see, these females want to be free. The big ass fucking mouth. These females want to be free. That's the fun part. But look at where that freedom got you.
I think I can make it as a single parent.
I think I can make it as a single parent. Why? Because the government is going to take care of you, and that's their plan.
Don't you think you might need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really. I didn't have a father. My father wasn't in the home, so it really, male figures are not substantially important in the family.
You see what I'm saying? Okay. So you can watch the rest of this documentary for yourself if you want to, but you should know the result of not having a fully functioning family with a man, woman, and children. She's already fucked up. She got no guide, nothing. But anyway, these are the curses that are coming upon the Edomite family now, because this was only to us. Even this guy, T.J. Kirkland, from back in the days, used to say black females are the only race who say I don't need a man. No, not anymore, because the Edomite female is doing the same thing now. Delusionally, like, by the way. Delusionally, like, by the way.
No.
Do we need men?
Honestly, no.
Do we need men?
No.
No, because the government is taking care of you. That's why. And it's another male entity. The government consists of the people, which are a bunch of males that have the authority, and they bring out the laws that you are free. And so you think.
Why?
Because they suck.
That's the same mentality that the black female had and still has, but now it's sprinkling over onto the Edomite females, which is beautiful because the Lord said that the book of Sirach in the Apocrypha, Ecclesiasticus. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, right? But it's in the Apocrypha, which is a book. But this is the chapter Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach. Well, the chapter of Sirach, actually. The Apocrypha is the book. This is the chapter Ecclesiasticus, aka the chapter of Sirach. Right. Ecclesiasticus 25 verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, And the 10th, I will utter with my tongue. A man that had joy of his children. Nowadays, you can't have joy of your children because the female is going to take it through the power of another male from another race, which is the Edomite male. And they're causing your children to actually be taken from you and be raised by these females. And all of a sudden, when your child grows up, they start to have female traits. You'd be looking at it like, hey, that's not how you're supposed to act, because he's around his mother 24/7 and not around you. So he's not going to sponge you. He's not going to copy you, because children are sponges. If you cuss around your kids, guess what? They're going to cuss too. If you act a certain way around your kids, guess what? They're going to act too, because they will think that is normal. That's why you can teach your child Chinese. You can even teach your dog Chinese. You can tell them in Chinese to roll over, give me a paw, if they don't eat them. But, you have other countries that they don't eat dogs, so they can talk to them and stuff like that. And teach them stuff. And the dog will give you his paw if you talk Chinese to it. Or Japanese, or any language in existence. The animals will understand you eventually. Birds, they can speak Chinese too. Parrots in China speak Chinese. Parrots. Right. And it says here, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. This is a beautiful thing. So I'm not actually angry. It just irritates me sometimes when I see these females talking shit. I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna smack the shit, because they think they're stronger than you. You see, me personally, I wouldn't talk shit to a guy that I know, like, yo, this motherfucker gonna fight. Why would I talk shit to you? If it's scriptural, then it's something else. Then, still, you speak with wisdom. You don't just go blatantly out there trying to cut this Jacob. You know what I'm saying? You just tell him with the scriptures and stuff like that. But anything else, I'm not bothering myself with you, because I know, like, if I say something stupid, I'm gonna have to fight. But these females are just out of line. You want to smack the shit out of them, like, hey, don't talk to me like that. What are you doing? Don't talk to me like that. Stuff like that. It's kind of irritating. So that's the only part that irritates me. But if it's loose from me, when they attack in their Edomite counterpart, which is their husbands and their wives and their sorry, not wives, their family members and stuff, the males of their race, I ain't got no problem with that. Unless I'm watching a movie and I see this feminist bullshit, and then I'll be like, nah, I don't want to watch the movie anymore. So that's about the time that it irritates me. But other than that, I'm seeing the fall of their society. Anyway, back in the days, it's our people that used to build all these things. Now it's their empire, which is crumbling beautifully. So yeah.
I'd give anything to watch those women spend a single
Firemen, whatever, farmers,
for 9 hours. See if you can last.
landscapers, whatever.
For a single day.
Like I said, I'm not really interested in this because it's their nation, but in the Bible, it actually talks about that men build the world. That's the reason of this video, actually. And also their fall and stuff like that. But let me get up in this video, these scriptures, this chapter. The book of Sirach, chapter 38. As you can see here, it's called Ban Sirach, which means son of Sirach. And which is Ecclesiasticus chapter 38 to verse 24. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure. Leisure means basically you have nothing to do. Free time, leisure. Time when one is not working or occupied, free time. That's why when you occupy with the job 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week, it's kind of irritating because you don't have actually time for yourself, and you don't have time to reflect on what's going on in the world. This is why the elites are actually able, one of the reasons, by the way, except loose from the Heavenly Father, his judgment, but loose from that, this is one of the reasons why the elites have such a power over the world, because since you're young, you go to school 8 hours a day, 24/7, not 24/7, I mean 5 days a week. And you don't really have time to think about what's going on in the world. That's where they're busy at, doing stuff and stuff like that, making sure that you keep in that little cage that you are, mentally and physically, with no change, by the way, but you are in a cage. Try and leave the country, see what happens to you. Hey, get back up, get back there, get back to work. Go back to work and let me tax you. Stuff like that. And he that had little business shall become wise. Why? Because you're not occupied the whole time. You can think for yourself. You can start, meditating on stuff, get wiser, learn things and stuff like that. You're not really busy with traveling or making, shipments of goods and stuff like that. Whatever you're selling, books, whether it be equipment, whatever. Verse 25. How can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow? And what is the plow? This. Animals. You're busy with, here, this is plowing. The plow. This is plowing. This is plowing. Back in the days, they used to do it with like this. With wood and cow. And stuff like that. They used to do it like this. Nowadays they do it like this, so they don't need a lot of people. Also harvest, they don't need a lot of people nowadays. For example, you have, for example, this. Let me see. Yeah, I was actually looking for this. Right. So actually this is good. So back in the days, it would take you a few days to finish this, and you would have need of a lot of people, right? This whole yard over here, I don't know how you call it, but this whole area over here, you would need a lot of, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people, and also it would take time. But nowadays, you can finish that in a day. That thing what I just showed, let me see, I'm looking for it better. Yeah, this. You can finish this in a day. Back in the days, it would man, it would take you a few days to finish this. It could be even a few weeks, depending on how many people you got. But anyway, how can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow? Right, because you're not studying. You're busy working the land, fixing food for the rest of the people, of the public. And that glorieth the goad. What is the goad? The goad is this thing here wherewith you can actually poke animals to do the work for you. You had it looked like this. You would poke the animals to make them do stuff for you. Basically forcing them to work for you. Here, Shamgar is in the Book of Judges. And with the ox goad, he actually killed, how many people? 600 or something like that? 600 people. The ox goad. Right, anyway. This. Or this. Right. And is occupied. Oh, sorry. That driveth oxen. You're busy with the cows. Oxen are cows, of course. These are oxes. There's Baal. Here's they have the crescent moon, which is what the Islam people worship. But I'll get to that. I'll do that in another video, Lord willing. That's Baal, by the way. Well, they worship Baal as a golden calf. That's it. And also Molech. And it's occupied in their labors. So in the labors of oxen, in the labors of cattle, in the labors of working the land, and whose talk is of bullocks. And what are bullocks? Cows again. They're talking about cows, because a person that is a farmer, you wouldn't really hear him talking about, especially in the hot countries like India and stuff like that, and also South America where it doesn't snow. Yeah, so those places where you don't have a lot of asphalt ground, asphalt, this asphalt, where you don't have a lot of these things all over the place, because these type of places don't have these type of things, and it isn't good anyway. You do have them, like I said, but not all over the place. Like I said, you do have them, but not these type of inland roads and stuff like that. Roads where cars don't really 100% go often, like these type of roads. to keep cattle in, right? And whose talks is of bullocks, right? So it says here, how can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow, and that glorieth the goat, that driveth oxen, and is occupied in their labors, and whose talk is of bullocks, yeah. Their main conversation is of cows and stuff, and goats and stuff like that. He giveth his mind to make furrows. What is furrows? These are the furrows. These little holes and, hills, holes, hills, holes, hills, holes, in order for you to put seed therein and then make plants grow, whether it be rice or other type of plants like this, for example. This is not rice, this is potato. Right, these are potatoes, and you have other things, of course, so yeah, going on. Lettuce, you have lettuce. How do you spell that? Yeah, lettuce here. You have this. And yeah, going on. He giveth his mind to make furrows, and is diligent to give the kin fodder. What is fodder? Is food. Fodder is food. This is fodder. Growing fodder, crops for animals. This is fodder. And also kin are animals. Kin, these are cows. Kin are cattle. But you can have sheep, because cattle is sheep, goat, and what's the other one? Sheep, goat, and what? All the sheep, goat, and oxen. So just the same. Basically, animals with horns and hoofs, cloven hoofs, which are goat, cows, and sheep. You have bison, buffaloes, right? Yak, which is where cashmere comes from, if I'm correct. Cashmere. No. No, it's not them. It's these type of cows. I bet you haven't seen these type of cows in real life. Most likely, but the Mongolian. Here, this is for the hard truth of cashmere. So these are the cashmere goats, Mongolian, and these animals. From here comes the cashmere. Here, what it is. Mongolian goats produce a third of the world's cashmere, right? So yeah, it's goat hair. So so it says verse 27, so every carpenter and workmaster that labor at night and day, and they that cut and grave seals, for example, like this, they cut it out or they grave it in. For example, this here, you can do this, but with skill, archery. This is also grave. Doing, for example, raw versus gems. Let me see. Raw versus worked gems. Wait, where is it again? Yeah, cut stones. Yeah. Raw versus cut gems. Let me see some here. This is raw, and then you polish it, and it turns like that. This is before, this is after. It's not Photoshop, by the way. It looks like that, but it isn't. You have the raw one, and then you have the other one. You have the cut one. So right. Cut and grave seals, and are diligent to make great variety. So different type of works. And give themselves to counterfeit imagery. What is counterfeit imagery? Statues. It doesn't necessarily mean fake, like counterfeit, but it's actually a duplication. Counterfeit imagery statue. Here. These are counterfeit imagery. They're counterfeit of human beings, people, you can say it, or animals. This is a counterfeit wolf. Right, counterfeit, let me see. Nowadays, people are very skilled. And by the way, back in the days, there were very skilled people also that can make things that look like real. If you read the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, you will see that there is where idol worship started. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, if I'm correct. Let me see something. People started to worship idols over there. Before the flood. Before the flood, by the way. Here. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 4. Let me see. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the Creator of the Heavenly Father they are become an abomination, those idols. Creature? Because in the creature, what is this? Creator of creature? Creator, yeah, creator. Yeah, I confused with this word. Creator or creation? No, creature. What is it?
Creature.
Oh, creature. Creature. Okay, creature. Creature. Right, so it says here, where was I? Because in the creature, what did I just say?
Creature.
Yeah, because in the creature of the Heavenly Father, they are become an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men. Yeah, because you're going to trip, you're going to fall, because you're not supposed to be worshiping idols. So that's trickery to you, counterfeit. And a snare to the feet of the unwise. If you're not wise, then you're going to worship idols like Buddha, which is a statue. This is a counterfeit human. A counterfeit, an image, counterfeit image of a person. You have all these statues and stuff like that. Just every statue that you see. Right. Even made out of marble and emerald. Let me see, emerald. Very expensive, by the way. But a skilled person has made this out of gems. In this case, it's emerald and also gold, of course. Very expensive. Very skillfully done too, because it was a. Let me see here. Wait. Because it used to be a actual tree. Wait, the tree trunk. Here. Right. So this used to be an actual tree trunk, and then they work it down to like this, or this, or this. This is an actual real tree trunk that somebody went to work on, and then made these so-called beautiful things. Some of them are beautiful, but not all of them. And people like this would be worshipped. They would be looked upon with great admiration. If you were able to make such a statue, a king would be very happy with you. Back in those days, if you would make a likeness of his dead son, for example, his dead daughter, for example, his grandson, his granddaughter, his dead wife, or for whatever, you can make things like this. This is a standing tree. Here it is again, another standing tree. They made a face in this case, but yeah. Right, going on. And Here, Wisdom of Solomon. So it says here, let me see. Verse 12. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. That's the corruption of life, worshiping idols, statues, and stuff like that. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. So one day will come when the Lord will banish all idols upon the planet Earth. And we're getting to that time right now. And only He will be worshipped. For by the vain glory of men they entered into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end. Because everything that is man-made shall come to an end eventually. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, which is when his son dies. Because you're not supposed to die before your father. A child is not supposed to die before their father or mother. When he had made an image of his child soon taken away, now honored him as a god, a statue like Nimrod, which was then a dead man, and delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices. Why? Because nowadays people started worshiping statues and idols and stuff like that, like Santa Claus, Satan Claus. Santa Claus, which is Satan Claus, actually, which is the worship of Nimrod. It goes into some demon shit. You know, this is a fitting picture. Sheer terror. Sitting on a stranger's lap. Need to get your ass whooped for that shit. But anyway, this is the devil that they worship. So, verse 16. Thus in process of time, ungodly custom grown strong, was kept as a law. You know, this Christmas bullshit. And bunnies that lay eggs also. And graven images were worshipped by the commandment of kings. So, if you was a king and you had, if you had skills to make stuff like this, these kings, these people would greatly reward you, man. And you would live a very prosperous life, making idols for them to worship and keep ceremonies. That's why they have shrines until this day, which they have shrines with food for the dead. In Japan, they do it too. I was actually thinking about South America. Keeping the Day of the Dead traditions live on through families and food. Yeah, they put just food for these idols that they worship. Nowadays, you call them pictures, but back in the days, they used to be counterfeit imagery. You know, they didn't have pictures. They would look at your face and just copy it and then make a copy of you. And then they would worship it like this. Nimrod statue. Where is it? Oh no, it was actually Baal. Here. I was thinking of Baal. Here. And this is the same way that they portray Caesar Borgia, which is what they call this Jesus guy. Like this. With his hands like this, right? And the same way that he puts his hand like this is actually Aleister Crowley. And the same way that he puts his hands like this is actually the same way that Baphomet puts their hand like that. As you can see, it's the same thing here, one up, one above. But they stole that from the scriptures, because the Heavenly Father said, as it is above, so shall it be, as it is in heaven, so shall it be upon earth. That the way that it is in heaven is pure peace and perfection. That's the way it will be upon the planet Earth soon. But they are upside down people, so they have satanically taken these images and then made it into their paradise upon the planet Earth, which is Satanism, which you can see right around the corner right about now. They turn the Heavenly Father, his rainbow symbol, into a sodomy symbol. They turn everything upside down. So they're the ones that are doing it the other way around, you know? Satanically. not heavenly, because there's no sodomites in heaven. Okay, there's no children ruling over men, ruling over parents in heaven. That's bullshit. But here you do have it like that, because everything is upside down, as it says in the scriptures. Psalms 29 verse 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. A potter, his clay is wherewith he can make things. And then you have you have phases, or vase, whatever you want to call it. Most expensive vases in the world. You have let me see, the most expensive vase or vase in the world is worth almost 50 million. This is fucking clay. Okay, it's nothing. It's steamed. It's literally made just like this with your hands, and then after that it's painted with this, like that. There's some painted before they put it in the oven, and some painted after they put it in the oven. It all depends, with dragons and stuff like that. And these things are very expensive, but they're being esteemed, like as if it's something powerful. Like, it's just artwork, and it might be beautiful, but it's not 50 million worth. I mean, like, I could do that. It all depends on what type of worth you put on it. Because if I see abstract, let me see. Abstract paint, how you call that thing? Not abstract paint, painting. That's all I'm looking for. Abstract painting. The ancient ones. You see, this looks beautiful. This looks beautiful, but it's not worth fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars. I bet your ass. Not for me, but for a lot of people it might be. This 15 euros. It's all about actually what you find attractive, because stuff like this, I'm like, what? A child can draw better than this, man. This is the drawing of a child, man, but it might be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. It depends on the person that made it, and also on the people that want to buy it and find it somewhat beautiful. I'm like looking at this shit. I'm like, this is nothing, man. Shit, I spill coffee stains. I don't drink coffee, by the way. I spill tea stains better than this. I piss in the snow better than this. Yeah, 1,000 something, almost $2,000. Garbage. I'd rather look at the. Let me see. I'd rather look at this or something like that and call this art. This, for example. I'd rather have this on my wall than the garbage that you just saw. Or this. Okay, only this one, not these two. They look weird. They don't look Japanese to me. This one looks Japanese. Yeah. See, it's a thing of taste. Is if it's your taste, then you like it better. If it's their taste, then they make it worth millions. So, yeah. This looks good too. Hey, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, anyway. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. A sodomite is now being esteemed, but it's actually upside down. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Are you going to tell the Lord that the Lord didn't make you? A Big Bang Theory made you? That's what these Edomites are doing. Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? Yeah, he put you in a body. Now you're telling him that God made a mistake. I'm actually a girl trapped in a man's body. No, you got demons on you. It's called Legion. You're a different person. You have this movie also called Split, where they show you that it is a demon, because this guy turns into a girl sometimes. Yeah, this is the girl or the female. This is the stupid one. This is the one that's so-called smart, and this is the female, and this is the beast, and this is the one that's cool, calm, and collective. He's the manipulator one. And of course, this is the beast. But it's multiple personality. And one of them is a female. And that's you, if you're a sodomite. If you like pink dresses as a man, then you got a demon on you. It's called an entity. Okay. Are you going to tell the Heavenly Father that he had no understanding? No, you have been given over to foul spirits, which is mentioned in the book of Romans chapter 1. But anyway, going back to over here. Yeah, I already processed that. You can read the rest for yourself if you have the time. The Sirach 38 and 28. No, wait, 27. And give themselves the counterfeit imagery, and watch the finish a work. Yeah, they do the work. The smith also sitting by the anvil, which is this thing, where which you can make, you can work this, these type of things, and the fire is gonna, wash against your flesh when you hit it and stuff like that. The sparks are gonna hit against your flesh, Back in the days. Nowadays they got a lot of equipments and stuff like that. But anyway, going on. So the smith also sitteth by the anvil, and considereth the iron work. The vapor of the fire washeth his flesh. It sparks upon you. The vapors and stuff like that. And he fighteth with the heat of the furnace. The noise of the hammer and the anvil is ever in his ears. And his eyes look still upon the pattern of the thing that he maketh. He like, for example, this, making glass, the objects. Not the KJV. Glassmiths. You have people that actually do a lot of great, beautiful works, actually. Smiths. Glassmiths. Let me see something.
Despite having
Here, let me see here. People make stuff like this. Of course, also with the fire in the furnace. They shape it, then they make things, they pull stuff. You can watch these videos for yourself if you have the time, and of course you can see he makes a beautiful thing here, and it's kind of shaped like I like how he wants it to be shaped. Then they make it like this, they burn it again in the furnace, roll it like spaghetti. If this falls on you, you can bet your ass you're gonna be hurt, because it's very hot. But then if it cools off, you can make beautiful things out of them. Burn them again, make it soft. Anyway, these are skilled people, of course. So it says here, sorry, he setteth his mind to finish his work, and watch it to polish it perfectly. We just watch that, how he polishes it perfectly. Make a shape and stuff like that. This is basically polishing it further on. I saw the little bit of crookedness, as you can see here. Shit, I actually stopped it good in the beginning. What was it? You can see that it is a little bit crooked, but he's gonna polish it to where it's not gonna be crooked anymore. As you can see, it's not straight. It goes into a little dent here. But he can make it straight. He will, or else he's not gonna sell it. Verse 27. So doth the potter sitting at his work. How? Because back in the days, you had these potters that was sitting at their work, and then they had a potter's desk with steps. Wait. Potter's desk with steps. A potter's desk. Potter's table. Wow. what you call this thing, man? Potter's work. Okay, potter's work. Work. But at the wheel, this one. No. This one with the kicks. I want the kick thing here. This one. But there are other images where you can see it a little bit better. Yeah, this one I'm looking for. This thing here, then he steps on it in order to make it spin a little bit better. Oh, no, not better. I mean, to keep it spinning continually, so that he can form it better. You know. Wait, I'm gonna try and find it. It was right here, right here. He's gonna kick on it, and therefore it's gonna make it spin the whole time. Right here you have it. He would step on this, and then it would pull, and then this would keep on spinning forever, as long as he keeps on kicking it. So doth the potter sitting at his work, and turneth the wheel about with his feet, who is always carefully set at his work, and maketh all his work by number. Here, for example, these are the numbers. This is clay, and then therefore it will shatter just like glass, and you can then after that paint it and stuff like that, you know, which is how vases are made. Vase. Right. And then it can turn into something very expensive. You put layers upon it of paint and all these type of things going on. He fashioned the clay with his arm, and bowed down his strength before his feet. Yeah, he's working. He applied himself to lead it over, and he is diligent to make clean the furnace, right? Because you have to, you got to make it clean and stuff like that, in order for you to be able to do things, to do work. Just like in the kitchen, you're not gonna keep your kitchen filthy while you're actually making food on the counter, and then you have a filthy kitchen. A filthy kitchen. Do you want to prepare a meal here? I don't think so. Well, it's a burnt kitchen. But yeah, let me see here. This, you don't want to prepare a meal here. You want to go into a clean marble kitchen. No, not many people have this, I'll tell you that. The majority of the people on the planet Earth don't have this. But I'm showing it you for a reason. Wouldn't you want to actually make a meal here? It looks very inviting, you know. Amethyst. Amethyst. Yeah. Right. Shit. I want to make a meal. I would love to make a meal right here. I'll tell you that. But it's the eye set that makes you, it's the eyes that makes you want. Okay, this looks stupid to me. It's too fancy. I don't need that. I don't need this neither. But it looks inviting. That's the point. The inviting part. This is too much for me. See? I don't like fancy things too much. Yeah. This looks cute. But yeah, again, the majority of the people on the planet Earth will not be able to have that, so. But I'm just giving you an example. Now it says here, verse 31, all these trust to their hands, and everyone is wise in his work. Yeah, all these, they trust in their hands, and they're wise in their works. Without these cannot a city be inhabited, and they shall not dwell where they will, nor go up and down. They shall not be sought for in public council, because these people, these farmers, these workers with their hands and stuff like that, you don't go to these people to fix, to do, how you call that thing? To keep counsel of like this, for example. You don't go to these type of people to make decisions. Well, these are goddamn devils too, because they make bad decisions that only benefit themselves, by the way. But yeah, just giving this as a reference, for example, that you don't go to people that do these type of things. You don't go to them for advice and stuff like that, you know. Going on, it says, they shall not be sought for in public council, nor sit high in the congregation, like high rank status and stuff like that. They shall not sit on the judge's seat. Yeah, because they didn't study the law, they didn't work for the law and stuff like that. Nor understand the sentence of judgment. Yeah, because when they are, for example, you need, in order to be a lawyer, you need to understand Latin. So some of these sentences and some of these words, some of these mail that you get in the mail, you know, these letters that you get from the government, you need damn near need a lawyer just to read what it says right there. So they wouldn't understand these type of sentences. And back in the days, not everybody went to school. It was only a few learned ones that learned how to read and write and stuff like that. You had a lot of people that could read in these days, sorry. But later on, people started to lose the ability to read, you know. And if you was able to read, you would be considered of a high ranking status. Right, because you can do things, you can keep counsel, you can read stuff that has been left by the previous owner to how to do things and stuff like that. For example, how to make things. Nowadays, you have manuals on how to do things. Well, if you can't read, then you can't understand the manual. Now you don't know how to put things together. If you buy, for example, let me see. Furniture. If you buy furniture, this thing doesn't come in a box. Sorry, this thing comes in a box. It doesn't come just readily done. Sometimes, not all the times. You know, sometimes. For example, these type of chairs. Let me see, furniture and then desktop chair. These type of chairs, they don't come fully made. You have to put them together. But with this one, you probably don't need a manual. But if it's a really complicated cupboard or something like that, I don't know how you spell cupboard. Oh yeah, cup heart or something like that. Yeah, this thing. Oh yeah, cupboard. Oh yeah, cupboard. Right. If it could be very complicated. It could be. It's not necessarily. So not necessarily that you would need a manual, but I hope you get the picture. Stuff like this, you know, you might need a manual, you might not. It depends on how your skills are. If you're intelligent or smart, because an intelligent and smart person are two different things. And smart is he can look at the manual, memorize it, and then do it. But intelligent is he doesn't need the manual. He can do it himself. He just looks at it and be like, oh, I think this goes here, and and before you know it, he built himself this thing. Right. This look like a great cupboard. Should be in black, but for me, but you know, there goes the taste again. Right. They wouldn't understand the sentence of the judgment. They cannot declare justice and judgment because they don't you know, judge out of they wouldn't. You need to judge out of the scriptures, okay, not off of yourselves. And they shall not be found where parables are spoken. Why? Because they're busy doing work. Their mind is fixated on, here, he giveth his mind to the Pharaoh. He's not really busy with parables. And what are parables? Deep sayings, riddles. If you have a lot of leisure, a lot of free time, then you are able to actually go into parables. And, you know, just like you had the Riddler, riddle me this. And before the bomb goes off over there, you need to crack the Da Vinci type code before people die. A person that is a worker of the farms and stuff like that, he doesn't have time to actually think about that. Like, I don't know what it means, man. You know, so first, he shall not be found where parables are spoken, but they will maintain the state of the world. Who? These type of people. The one that fashioned the clay, the one that is a potter, of course, is a clay worker. the one that is a carpenter. Where is that? A carpenter, the workmaster, the laborer of night and day, the one that cuts grave seals and stuff like that. The cut and grave seals. You know, grave seals into, let me see, grave seals, grave seals into iron. Iron? Here, you can grave seals into iron. Metal, let me see, metal. Damn it. Stuff like this. You can grave stuff in it. Let me see, graven. Here. What? Okay, here you have seals, where seals also used as art objects, and were they influenced by Sumerian seals? Yeah, these are seals. Let me see. You can put it in stone. You can put it in iron. As you can see here, these are no, these are actual seals. Yeah, stuff like this. You can grave stuff like this. Let me see. Nordgraven. Let me see. Graven on metal. Graven on metal. Graven on wood. Here, for example. Beautiful graven wood tie style. These are graven things. You have, these are graven things too. They carved it. Wood carved, which is graven. This is graven too. This. You know, it's blurry, but yeah, I think you get the picture. This is carved and cut and graven. This is carved and cut and graven. Also, all of them. This is carved out and graven upon it and stuff like that. Hand carved wooden dragon. Yeah, right. So the point is, without these, cannot a city be inhabited. So when you see videos like this, you would know that, oh, the scriptures was already talking about it like a few thousand. This is about 3,500 something, 3,600 something years ago. 3,500 something. The Apocrypha. There's different ages of the Apocrypha, but at the time of Ezra, no, what I just read, Sarah. Yes, it was about 3,000 years ago, something like that. 2,500, 600, or 3,000 years ago, one of those. Because I know the Ezra lived in that time, in 2,600 years ago. So it was 500 BC, 600 BC. That was about the time of Ezra. Maccabees, okay, anyway. Right. So when you have videos like this, then you should know what it is talking about. Where is it again? Yeah, do we need men? Let me see here. Yeah, I already showed this video. Yeah, for example, you have these guys that build stuff. Like I said, I don't want to go up in this too much because I already know the answer. I know that men built the world, but